It was a marathon last night, almost 4 hours of baseball. D-backs
Old school.
lose a frustrating one to the Padres. Winning streak snapped. Still a chance to win that 3-game series tonight. Out at Chase Field and joining us now to talk Diamondbacks baseball, the manager of the ball club, Torey Lovullo, joining us via Airlink on the video link. Torey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. We see the smile on your face, but how long did it take for the smile to get there after what was another one of those hair-pulling defeats last night, Torey?
Yeah, it was a tough one, and that's the space we're living in right now. That's the little things matter every single day. We know that, but we're grinding. We're in a little bit of a grind. We know that we're challenged with some of the losses and some of the good and bad moments that we've been watching every single day. At the end of it, we got to win baseball games. That's the bottom line. That's what we're here to do. We're here to go out and perform, do our job, and that's an entire group that's got to go out there and do exactly what I'm asking them to do to help us win a baseball game. When you don't do it, it's always frustrating.
Torey, after the trade deadline, Derek Hall came on this program, and he kind of said the mission he'd like to see for you guys the rest of the season is to regain the team's identity that we saw in 2023. And if you look at the stolen base numbers, they've declined dramatically. I know this is a priority of yours going forward. Yeah. How did this team lose that? How does a baseball team lose that identity?
Well, I think it's a game of adjustments, right? And teams know how to shut us down, and they know the most important thing to do is to go out there and make sure we are not as committed to running the bases the way we did when we were so successful. It is part of our identity. He's exactly right. There's teams are doing some very special things to shut us down. So credit to them for making that adjustment, and we just haven't been able to counterpunch that. Our athleticism has gotten much greater since the trade deadline. Guys like Blaze Alexander are now in the lineup every day, and he's going to give us the ability to steal some bases. So we do want to take 2 bases at a time. If you notice, when we get on first base, we're looking to go first to third or second to home. That's one of the things that we continue to do very well. When it comes to the stolen bases, we know how important that is. It gives us energy. And at the end of it, we're going to take some risks. Last night we got somebody thrown out trying to steal second base, but we're not built right now to go we're not built right now, to not go station to station. We got to go out there and create some run scoring opportunities, take some chances, and we're going to run into those types of moments. But it's a little bit frustrating when we don't do things right, and that's where I got to draw the line. We got to go out there and fundamentally play the game the right way.
Torey Lovullo, our guest here on Bickley Marotta Mornings, kind of keeping with the same theme but branching out a little bit. Torey, last year we know how the season ended. You guys were forced to watch that game between the Braves and the Mets and to see what would happen if you could get into the playoffs. So missing the playoffs by that slim a margin, we thought would create a lot of urgency for this year. Top to bottom, and you mentioned including the entire group. Top to bottom, do you think this group has performed with the requisite urgency to try to get back into the postseason this year?
I think at times we have. We were playing really good baseball for not necessarily the first month of the season, but then we caught a little tailwind and we started to push over 500 and we were right in the middle of the race. And I think we were still trying to figure out who we were and what we were going to be able to do. And every team goes through that. It's especially where we're at. We had some new faces, the Corbin Burns edition. We were all kind of waiting and wondering for the next guy to do it, the other guy to do it. And then when we worked through that in April, we did start to play with some intensity. We started to win some baseball games. And then we just took on so many injuries. I think the bullpen injuries were the big key to us, getting into a place that we're at right now. You can't predict those things. That's why I'm always saying that we got to protect these guys. We can't throw them every night. We can't throw them 2-3 innings at a time. They're built to sprint. And, unfortunately, when those injuries happened, I think we took a really, really big hit. We started to lose a lot of baseball games late. And then ultimately that's on us. That's on us to replace those guys and put the right guys in there that can give us those opportunities to close out those games. We had a number of games from the 6th inning on that we were leading or that we were ahead in that we ended up losing. And I think that started to take its toll on us. And I think we lost a little bit of confidence through those dark times.
Torey, you've been in the game a long time. You know how the business works. A manager's job security is always discussed after successive disappointing seasons. There's a narrative that you might be managing for your job in the final 50-plus games, whatever it is that you have. How do you deal with that? How do you limit the noise? Do you even bother listening to it? How do you internalize all that?
Yeah, I don't listen to the noise. I'm not on social media. I don't really pay attention to that, but I should be. I should every single day be managing to keep my job. That's what I signed up for, and that's the nature of this beast. And I played the game a long time, and I always thought the guy in AAA was coming to take my job, and I never wanted to give up that seat. And that's how I feel right now. I love Arizona. I love the state of Arizona. I love our fans. I want to be here forever, and I want to win a world championship. So I'm not managing any different with any different intensity that I am now that I was in the 23 season when we went to the World Series. And yeah, I should be evaluated. That's the spot that we are always in every single day, and that's what makes this game so great.
Torey Lovullo, our guest here on Arizona Sports. You mentioned the bullpen injuries, and they did pile up. You've had 36 different players throw a pitch for you this year, and it's August 6th. That's a very high number. But in this difficult stretch now that, this bullpen looks entirely different from what it did on opening day. Who are some of the pitchers that have caught your eye with what they've been able to show you with this new opportunity at this point of the season, Torey?
Yeah, that's really what we're looking at. And I was so happy that Mike came and talked to the guys and told them the day after the trade deadline. And he's a very forward-facing, GM. He's not gonna leave anything to the unknown. He's going to tell these guys what he's thinking. And when he came in, he told everybody in that room that you're going to be evaluated today, for tomorrow, and next year. So don't complain to me if I go out and get a player X to play your position, because you're getting a great audition right now. So I think everybody took that to heart. And some of these trades that we just completed, we got some real nice arms. And I think we're trying to complement our bullpen in a very special way. So clearly the one that stands out right now is Hoffman. He's come in over the past couple days. He was the Randall Grichuk trade. He's come in and got some really big outs for us. Brandon Garcia, who we just had a quick look at, he's back down in the minor leagues, but he's going to fight his way back up here. Kyle Backus, Andrew Frank back from a suspension. These are guys that we know a lot about. A couple of them in our system for a long time, got big outs for us along their journey, and we know them, and we're going to try and piece this together the best way we can. It's not a throwaway year for me. Until we have that little E next to our name in the standings, we're going to continue fighting, and that's the mindset I want these guys to all have, and they're going to be evaluated just like you asked. For me, it's myself, the staff, the players. We're under that microscope, and we got to go.
All right, Tyler Locklear looks interesting. I know you got a great scouting report from Billy Ripken Jr. on him. Yeah. I want to ask more about Jordan Lawler. How does he, when he gets up here, how does he find that comfort zone, which seems to have eluded him the past couple of times?
Yeah, there's always a sweet spot for somebody getting called up, and he's got to hit it right. I think Mike has been on the record of saying he's got to earn this call up. We're not just going to call him up because this is a so-called tryout time of the year. So Jordan's got to get healthy first. He's in here in Arizona playing in some continuation camp games, and he's got to find his way back to Reno, get on the field, get healthy, and get here. Jordan is a great player. He's a great human being, and he's going to be a very special player. But he's still figuring out his game, and it's going to take a little bit of time. And getting to the big leagues is one thing, and then it's a series of graduations where you start to feel like you really, really are arriving. And he's a great talent. He's going to be a great big leaguer for a long time, and everybody's saying that. And the last thing I said to him when we sent him down the last time is like, I want to stop saying you're going to be a great big leaguer. I want to stop saying there's all these contingencies to you getting here and finding your way to be a great big leaguer. It's time for you to go out there and do it and get it done. So he takes that to heart. I know he's a very hungry player. And like I said, he's passionate about everything, and it's just a very special person. And that's what we like most about him. He's going to get here. When his arrival's here, we're going to know when it's at the next level of graduation. He's got to work on a few things, and he's doing that right now.
Torey, I know you were in the UCLA Hall of Fame. I was not aware that you had 24 home runs in 1987. Did you have a Gino Suarez kind of year that year, Torey?
I love you guys, man. You know what? You're going to make me feel good. I'm looking for some feel-good moments right now, so I appreciate this. It's been a grinding year. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was a really good college player. I was proud of going to UCLA, and I remember when I went there, they were really, really a bad team. And I told the head coach when he was recruiting me, I said, my recruiting class, I want us to be known as the class that turned this team and this university around, and we had a lot of success. It was a lot of fun, for sure.
Yeah, I saw that. That roster was loaded. You, Eric Karros. That was a good team, Torey.
Yeah, it was a really good team. When you go around it, I think there was like 12 or 13 big leaguers. So,
Dang.
Wow.
in a couple of years span, our head coach went out and got a bunch of really good players that did a good job doing that. And we never got to the College World Series, but we started to kick the SHIT out of people. It was a lot of fun.
Well, good luck, Torey. We're cheering for you, man.
Thanks, Torey. Appreciate the time as always.
Boys, as always. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Torey Lovullo, the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, checking in here on Bickley and Marotta Mornings.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.